Welcome back to Here for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 596, we're going to talk about Niambi, the Esteemed Speaker. Now, a huge shout out and thank you to one Mr. Chris Thompson. He donated Niambi to the cause. I had one, but he looked at it. He said, "Brian, you really need the stretch foil." So, thank you so much, Chris. There's actually several more cards in the deck, but this is just a beautiful artwork. I love the stretch foil. I looked at it and I thought maybe I need to use one of those the altar sleeves on it, and I was like, no, because it's borderless and that's the whole shtick. And then I was like, well, I need to put the donated by sticker on it. And I was like, I can't block that art. It's just, but thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. Chris is a patron of the show, longtime patron, and if I don't do this a lot, but if you want to, head on over. So let's get into Niambi. 2 mana, 2/1 flash. Okay? This is really starting off good. When Niambi enters the battlefield, you may return another creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, you gain life equal to that creature's CMC. So for 3 mana and tap, you discard a legendary card to draw 2 cards. So there's a couple different things we can do here. We can do the obviously we want to play legends. Legendary cards that are creatures so that we can return them and, gain the life and whatever. But discard the legend to draw 2 cards. Meh. So I guess let's see what we got. First and foremost, I did put a free from the reel in there for the untap ability, just in case we have just obscene amounts of mana and we can just keep untapping Niambi over and over. We are playing heavy legends, so Urza's Ruinous Blast kind of fit right in there. We have Vassal's Duty. Preventing damage to legendary creatures. Now, our commander has a toughness of 1. So, that helps a bunch. And, of course, stuff like Rescue to put her back in our hands so we can recast her or to get her out of harm's way. Curfew is kind of something similar, but it works on, each player bounces a creature. But I'm not tired. So let's get into our legendary creatures, shall we? We have Daxos. We are going to be bouncing creatures, so might as well gain that life, right? Illyrios Enraptured is just because it's a legend, Caliph, Taranika, Baron, Izamaru, Hound of Conda. This is another card that Chris donated to the deck. Thank you very much, Chris. I needed those early drops, and it's possible that we could, curve out and do some aggro stuff. Playing Talrand, we do have quite a few instants and sorceries. It's up in the teens. I'm not exactly sure what the number is. As usual, the deck is on Architect. But getting Incidental Drakes, if Talrand's in play, and if not, it's something for us to discard. We have Wrath. Wow. Yeah. Historic, artifacts, and legendaries. I'm not running any sagas, but giving all of them flash is pretty neat, especially when you're like, I'm going to flash out Jays. Or Trin, also known as Carol. But Hisoka, discard a card, counter spell. Sir Eleonora, Sir Alin, Yorion. Yorion's a great creature to bounce. Metamai is in, 6 mana 4/4, but it's legendary. Take some turns, why not? Zahid, Takino, which we're also running, Swords. Evra, Esperia, Safara, Condon, And a Chroma. It was kind of the last copy of a Chroma I had. I'm not really fond of that particular art, but it is a Chroma. So let's look at our ramp, because, that's some mana there. We have a Soul Ring, Azorius Signet, Ojutai Monument, the Border Post, Cluestone, Bonder's Ornament, you guessed it, and the Honor Worn Shaku. Honor Worn Shaku, we used this a couple decks ago in Reki, but it's really good. I love that tap and untap legendary permanent you control. There are some things that don't matter if they're tapped or untapped, like Planeswalkers. We are running in Ugin. And what else doesn't matter if it's tapped or untapped are legendary enchantments. We are... I'm giving it a try, okay? Honden of the Seeing Winds, Honden of the Cleansing Fire. Those are the two originals from Champions of Kamigawa. But as you know, in M21, we got more shrines. The Sanctum of Tranquil Thought and the Sanctum of Calm Water. So that being 4, that may be enough, maybe not. If not, like I said, it gives us something to discard to our commander. And if so, hey, no problem. Day of Destinies, great enchantment. Legendary creatures get +2/+2, and that's kind of most of our creatures are that, On Sarah's Wings. Sounds like an exclamation from a domineering cleric, On Sarah's Wings. But, I mean, this gets it there. And then we have Oath of Teferi. Now is a good time to talk about Teferi. I would be running Teferis in this deck, but I am actively building the Teferi deck. So the first copy I get of all the Teferis that are mono blue anyway are going into that deck. So this is my representation of Teferi in the deck. Had to have Teferi in there because that's Dad. That's Niambi's dad. Now, we are using Niambi's ability to discard a legendary card and draw 2 cards. So we need ways to, if we do happen to get one of those big creatures, get it into play. So we got Resurrection and Defy Death. Our card draw, there's not a whole lot here because it's kind of baked into our commander, right? I mean, I've got Ponder and Board the Weatherlight. Because let's face it, Board the Weatherlight is dang near an impulse, right? Look at the top 5 cards of your library, may reveal a historic card, your hand, the rest on the bottom. So in this deck, it's a better impulse. Well, it's sorcery speed. Then we have Righteous Authority. I figure we're going to be drawing some cards. Why not, right? Baral's Expertise. We're bouncing 3 things and casting free spells, so that's I like that. The monuments are also legendary artifacts. That's one of those things that just escapes me. I'm out of the white one, Oketcher's Monument, because that just is such a good token-making card. But it's pretty good. So let's look at some of our removal, shall we? We have Spell Pierce, Pongify, Erase, Chain of Vapor, because, we're all about bouncing, Spell Snare, Demystify, Reciprocate, Negate. A lot of low mana cost stuff here, just reactionary. Got a Planar Outburst, not low mana cost. Thoughtbind. I really kind of like Thoughtbind. It is a hard counter. Yes, it's 3 mana. It's easier to cast and cancel, though. I don't know. Zora's Charm, and then probably the most beautiful Path to Exile I've ever seen. Chris traded this to me. Thank you, Chris. Beautiful path. Now let's look at our non-basic lands. Is all we have left. Reliquary Tower seemed like it had to be in there. Really did. Ash Barrens, Skycloud Expanse, Temple of Enlightenment. That's a pretty temple too. I know the temples aren't worth much, but I like them. I like them a lot. The Azores Guildgate. Thalicos Lowlands. Here's one that doesn't see a lot. Now, yes, Thalicos Lowlands. It is a dual land. If you need white or blue, though, it's every other turn. But you can get colorless out of it all you want for no penalty, and it does not come into play tapped. I don't know. I use them in decks like this where I just need as many white, blue producing lands as possible. 2-color decks, pretty much. Azores Chancery, Tranquil Cove, Evolving Wilds, Sigiri Refuge, and Cloudcrest Lake. Same thing here. More or less the same card as the Tempest one. But anyway, that is Niambi. Really digging Niambi. I play with one legend when you can play with all of them. Well, that is $5.96. Actually, looking forward to playing that one. So let's go put it up on the wall. Oh, $5.96 is done. 4 away. Well, we are getting closer and closer. I don't know if I can sustain the deck every single day. I do it as long as I can. But I'm caught up to this point. So I'm going to go and build more decks. So I appreciate y'all very much for watching. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.